Well, I started out thinking I wanted to be an architect, and I went to the first year of architecture school and became kind of disillusioned, and because I was in design school, I discovered industrial design, product design, and it seemed to much better fit my skills and interests, so I completed that degree, and then I went out to practice in Chicago for many years, and while I was in Chicago, I became an exhibit designer. I sort of evolved into that. And exhibit design involves learning a lot of material and figuring out particular museum exhibits and zoos, which is things that I got really interested in doing. And so you work with docents and you get to learn a lot about a particular subject. And then you have to figure out a clever way to sort of teach it back to the public, to demonstrate it, to create an experience around it. So I did a lot of that, and I did a lot of talking about those things and selling it to our clients. So then I moved to California and was involved in doing some other design work besides exhibitry, but I did that. That experience had let me know that sort of talking about things and explaining things and pointing to things and solving problems and enrolling people sort of pointed to this idea of being a design teacher. And I was at a point in my life where I was ready to make that switch, so I entered graduate school out there at the ripe old age of 45 after having had a pretty good career as a designer. Came back to Cincinnati to finish my degree, which was coming home for me. And once I landed here at DAP, I felt as though I had arrived at where I wanted to be. So I completed my degree and I hung around until they hired me full-time. I wouldn't leave, so they finally hired me. And that was 16 years ago. And I guess the most telling thing is I was talking to my partner, and the first day I was kind of nervous that I was going to be in front of a classroom, and I said, I don't know if I can talk for 3 hours straight and about anything. And he said, let me know how that turns out for you. So, of course, I had no difficulty talking for 3 hours. They still can't shut me up. So I have this gift of gab, and I love the whole idea of teaching, and I get to hang around and learn from the best students in the world. So we're the best at what we do, and once you get to participate in that level of excellence, it calls you forth every day. So it's not necessarily my calling, it's just a really good fit for my particular, the way I want to live my life. So being in front of a classroom is the time that I'm most alive and most energized and most self-actuated, if that's the word. Absolutely love it. And there's no stress involved, and it's just great. What I worry about is not being able to teach anymore and not being able to hang out here with all these cool kids.
What would you say to somebody who's trying to find their way in your field?
Wow, I don't know. I think people who've really arrived, I kind of came into it by natural progression. So I think if you're always learning and always open to new experiences and kind of always pushing the envelope, your calling kind of becomes self-apparent. And you're also living at the point where when opportunities do arise, you're in the position, you've put yourself or evolved into a position to act and move forward and sort of capture the opportunities. And that's what's happened for me. So I had a great career as a designer. I still am a designer, but teaching is my true calling at a college level.